Now, I'd like to welcome our next guest. Let me have a little word about her. So, standing in a crowded marketplace is one of the biggest challenges business owners face today. Melissa Groom, the visibility mentor, specialises in growing your personal brand and income through the power of video. She helps you establish yourself to be top of mind in your industry and grow a tribe of your ideal clients without spending 24/7 online. Please give a very warm welcome to the wonderful Melissa Groom.
I believe that our biggest challenges in life are often our biggest gifts. It is our responsibility to share those with others and help them through their challenges. Hi, I'm Melissa Groom, and this is part of my story. I don't have any letters next to my name, but I do have a university in the degree of life and a master's in overcoming adversity with a positive mental attitude. In March 1999, my first child was born, a healthy baby boy. Well, he looked perfectly healthy. At 7 months of age, he contracted the rotavirus and he went downhill fast. He was admitted to hospital with dehydration and malnutrition, and I felt like the worst mother in the world. I should have known better. I'm his protector. As parents, we beat ourselves up so bad when things like this happen. Later that night, the doctor came in to give us the results of Nicholas's blood tests. It was midnight, and those 5 hours felt like the longest days of my life. He delivered the devastating news to us. The blood tests are indicating that your son has renal failure. What does that even mean? What could have caused this? My mind and my heart was racing 1,000,000 miles an hour. We asked the doctor, why did this happen? I'm not sure why. There could be a number of reasons, he said, but we have phoned the Sydney Children's Hospital and we've let them know that you're on your way. I didn't sleep a wink that night, watching over my son and praying that he would get better. God, please don't let anything happen to my son. And if you have to take anyone, take me. We were told that one day he would need a kidney transplant, but they told us they don't know when. They said most likely it would be around puberty. That's a really long wait. In 2000 and 2002, I was blessed with a daughter and another son. 3 kids in 2 years and 10 months makes a very busy household. Especially adding in all the extra checkups that we needed to go to at the Sydney Children's Hospital. And then the sleepless nights. I stayed up sponging down Nicholas to reduce his fevers. He was on medications and daily injections and had a very strict diet to follow. I had to study every food and every liquid to know the phosphate and the potassium and sodium levels that were in it, because if he had too much of it, it would cause a heart attack. So I walked around with that pressure, not only of being a mother of 3 children, but watching everything he ate and drank. Now, at the time, I was married, living in a stable, secure relationship. At least I had that to keep me grounded for what was to come ahead. But unfortunately, things didn't work out with my children's father. And in 2006, I made the difficult decision to separate with their father. The children were only 3, 5, and 6. I didn't know how I would manage. I just remember thinking, this is really nothing compared to what I've already gone through in my youth. I am strong and I can do this. I have to, for my children. I made the decision to pack up and leave Sydney, and it was not easy leaving all of my family and friends and support network. But I needed space and time to heal. I wanted to start a new life. So we packed up the car and we drove 9 hours from Sydney, and we settled in a small coastal town called Kingscliff, which I have called home for the past 12 years. I was determined to make a great life for myself and my children. I purchased a home for us, but I had a huge mortgage. It was a big commitment to make on my own. I converted our 4-car garage into a granny flat so that it could help pay the mortgage. I volunteered for local community events to regain my skills, my confidence, and to meet new people. After 7 years of being out of the workforce and losing my confidence and my self-esteem, I knew I had to re-educate myself. So I retrained as a mortgage broker. What was I going to do with the kids? I didn't have that family support network. I couldn't just go and put them into before and afternoon school care. So we had a live-in au pair who helped me with 20 hours a week of childcare and housework in return for her board. It worked out for a while, but then working away from home whilst juggling the children, who all have lifelong conditions, 2 with life-threatening ones, it just didn't work. The au pair couldn't take them to their specialist appointments, give them their medications and their injections. I needed to do this. After 2 years of being on my own with my kids, I met a wonderful man who also had 3 kids of his own. He has been our lifeline for the last 10 years and been an amazing support to myself and our 3 children. Moving forward to 2009, Nicholas's father and I were at my son's routine checkup at the Gold Coast Hospital. Although we were separated, we still made joint decisions together that involved the children, and this was one of the biggest decisions we had to make. Who was going to be the donor? The doctor said to us, it's time to start planning for the transplant. We have a time frame of about 12 months. And we had 10 years to think about this. 10 long years our whole family had to wait for this moment. In that moment, the doctor said it's time to start planning for the transplant. I felt a mixture of emotions. I felt excitement. It was going to happen finally. I felt relief. Thank God. I felt anxiety. And I felt fear of the unknown. My son's life was at stake, and so was his father. I went home that night. I was desperate to find a way where I could work from home, as I knew Nicholas would need extra support during and after the transplant, and probably for the rest of his life. One night I sat down at the computer and I Googled how to start an online business. Thank God for Google, hey? It's my best buddy. I did a few courses, but still hadn't really established anything when it came to the time of the transplant. I thought that I'd have everything sorted so that we wouldn't have to have that financial worry in our lives. But I thank God for the beautiful man that came into our life and supported us through that most difficult time. In September 2010, at the age of 11, Nicholas had a successful kidney transplant. His dad was the donor. We stayed up at Ronald McDonald House in Brisbane for a couple of months after the transplant for his daily checkups. And it was whilst we were living there, Nicholas asked me, Mum, can I start a YouTube channel? I want to do Toy Story reviews. And I thought, wow, that's going to be a great thing for him to just pass the time. So I said, sure, mate, no worries. And I set the YouTube channel up for him. Now, every night, we stayed at Ronald McDonald House for probably 2 months, and I would go down to the kitchen and prepare dinner and our meals, and I'd go around and talk to the parents, and it was a really awkward time because you could feel the energy in the room. I was excited and happy because my son was doing so well, but I couldn't show that because I could feel the other mums and parents in the room, and I talked to some of them. Their children weren't going home. And that just really broke my heart. So I had basically done an online course before we went up to the hospital. It was a video marketing course. Now, I still had no idea what business I was going to do, but I just knew it had to involve video. After Nicholas had started his YouTube channel, he came running into me one day. Mum, you've got to look at this. Check this out. I'm like, what is it, mate? He's like, this guy in America is doing a shout out for me saying you've got to go down and look at Nick Shug's YouTube channel. And another one in the UK. And I couldn't believe it. I had no idea about YouTube then. Social media, sure, I was on Facebook with friends and family, but didn't realise the power of the social media and how it connects us with people all around the world. So it got me thinking. I got onto YouTube and I started having a look, and I came across Gary Vaynerchuk, who had started Wine Library TV back in 2006. Now, he was sitting behind his laptop just doing reviews of wines. And I couldn't believe the subscribers and the views. It was huge. And I thought to myself, well, if people will sit and watch videos about what wine goes with what meal, then maybe I could put together a web TV show to help all of these parents who are at Ronald McDonald House who are feeling isolated and alone from their family and friends. Now, I had no experience in TV or film or TV presenting. I didn't even think that far ahead, but I jumped on LinkedIn and I put a call out, who wants to join a parenting TV show with me? And I formed a panel of experts and we created Toddlers to Teens TV, and that was formed from Ronald McDonald House back in 2010. And within a few weeks, we were being viewed in 78 countries around the world thanks to the power of video. Over the next 2 years, despite some very hairy times that we had with Nicholas and his health scares, we put out a show every week. It was this consistency that myself and the other experts on the panel grew our profile. This is how my passion for what I do now started. Over the past 8 years of having an online business, it has given me the freedom to be able to be at home and raise my children. I absolutely love what I do, helping people to share their message with the world. I may have had many obstacles and challenges along the way, but that didn't stop me from reaching my goal, to be able to work at home and raise my children. I encourage you all to write down all the challenges that you've had in your life today and to see them as a gift. It has made you strong and the amazing person that you are today. And I believe it is our responsibility to share your life's lessons to help others through their challenges. I urge you to share your story. It just may change someone's life for the better. And one more thing. I'd like you to talk to your family tonight about becoming a donor, because way too many people still die today waiting for a transplant and never get a second chance like my son did. Thank you.
Isn't this woman incredible? You are just amazing. I first met Melissa, stand in the middle. I first met Melissa and I did her hair and makeup for one of her very first video filming sessions, and we kind of bonded from there, which was nice. I tend to bond with people, it's a bit hard to believe, isn't it? You've been, just for me personally, the most amazing support, as she has for so many people in this room and so many of you at home. She's just amazing. She's selfless, she gives tirelessly to everyone, gives of your time, and I'm going to cuddle now because we're both going to cry. Cuddle. She's just amazing. So let's have another round of applause for Melissa, please.
Thank you.
You're so cool.
Thank you.
Right, audience question. Let's see what we're going to ask Melissa. Dun, 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 dun. What is the best tip you can give to someone who wants to establish themselves as an authority in their industry?
Okay, so for me, my tip for you would be to be very, very clear about the one thing that you want to be known for. Because too many people, I ask this question and they can't answer it, or they're wearing multiple hats. So think about when you are out and about, who you're talking to and what is the relevant answer. But if you've got multiple hats, try and just condense it down to one, that one thing that you want to be known for, because that way we're going to remember, if we know someone who's got that problem, we know that Maria is the lady you go to if you want to retire with joy.